show up on Facebook and YouTube. Real quick. Yes, live and live. Alright. Unfortunately, my wife took me to a spot that had some turntables and some wax, and it got me itching again to sample again. And I thought I was going to do it with the laptop, but I realized I was having conversations with the fellas on the Grayskull calls. I was talking to P. Homegrown Paul and Bobby Fisher, actually, and they're two hardware dudes. They both use hardware MPCs. And hearing them talk about that just gave me a feeling I hadn't had in a long time. So that combined with the trip my wife took me on to go to the brake shop, and then who was it? Tobias hit me at the same time, the same day, all within a 24-hour period. Tobias hit me up asking if I'd already sold my MPC, which I sold earlier this year, back when things were a little bit rougher. And I was like, I'm done with making beats. And if I make beats again, I'll just make them on the computer. I'll just make them on the laptop. But I realized it's something that's one of the reasons that I may not be making beats anymore might be because I'm missing hardware. And one of the reasons I may have fallen out of love with making beats also was the fact that I was using the MPC, but there was always something missing. There was a little extra element missing, and that was the keyboard element. I used to use an ASR 10. That was my baby. And trying to hook up a MIDI keyboard to the MPC, it didn't feel good. I didn't enjoy the process. So I would sometimes just not even pull out the keyboard, not even hook it up. So I'd make beats and they'd sometimes be missing a little bit of something extra, and I wouldn't be willing to go that extra mile. And then early this summer, Ooh and King hit me up, and they both told me, like, yo, I know you got an ASR N-word. And I know you're gonna love this MPC Key 37. I told both of them, I was like, man, I'm done with hardware. I'm good. I don't need hardware. I can make beats with the keyboard. Got the QWERTY keys and all that, so I can still pound out on the keys. That was a standard thing I say to everybody. And to be honest, man, I don't think that was it. So I bought this last month, and I told myself I wasn't gonna do like I normally do, just get on, start tinkering, and then burn out and not mess with it or whatever. And also, I've been really serious about getting my business better together before I get back to doing anything creative, because I've given myself a couple years to really get into my creative space, and a couple years to really work on healing some things internally and working on some things internally. So I wanted to button a few things up, or at least make sure I was solid and felt good in a couple of areas. And there's a lot going on the Grayskull front, and to be honest, that requires some more of my creative energy than I realized doing some of the things I do with Grayskull. But the crew is well worth it. They deserve it, but they also deserve me back in my bag on a production tip, especially because we've been thinking about and talking about doing some production team stuff, and I want to make sure I bring myself to the game when we do it. Bobby and Paul are carrying a lot of weight, and they're doing it. They're making some incredible beats. We got other dudes that are bringing and offering beats to the crew. As a matter of fact, Shaky Ground, I'm sorry, I know I owe you that verse still. Got to be in the right headspace. I'm not gonna force it, man. I had to realize that I was trying to force it, and that right now, while I'm still getting my handle on the rhyming it for the first time, my first priority with all of this is fun and enjoying it. And also, Al gave me the word that I think I was looking for. I had demo-itis with that song. I was trying too hard to deliver it too closely to the way it was delivered on the original, and I want to give myself the freedom to play so I can do it the way that it needs to be done. Especially, we both talked about how that verse, where it lands in between the other two verses, it's going to require a little something different on the approach. And I want to make sure I give myself the freedom to play with that and do it. I never claimed being an MC. I'm a dude who loves to rhyme, but I never claimed being an MC. So I want to make sure I give it, because everybody else on that track is an MC, I want to give it everything it deserves. I'm a beat maker first. I'm getting back to this. So today I'm not going to be here long. I just want to jump on real quick, turn this thing on so that I can get back on making beats. I've been looking at videos for MPC stems. I've been looking at videos for MPC 3.0. I decided not to upgrade it to MPC 3.0. That's one thing I was going to do, is upgrade this thing to MPC 3.0. But I realized that's adding another layer of troubleshooting or a potential headache to deal with when I'm just getting back to making beats. So what I've been doing the past few weeks is organizing some of my sounds, making space on the hard drive, getting old sessions together. I have some things that some stems I'm dumping for old songs for Q to mix. Want to make sure I had some of that together, and I actually got one of the old sessions. I had to go through a whole lot of manual work to recover, so I'm gonna load that up in the software here because I upgraded the MPC software on here too. A whole bunch of steps I went through. But bottom line, let's just get to turn this thing on because I just want to turn it on, make sure it works. I'll probably pass the return period, but I want to at least power it on. I'd be cheese if I try to turn it on or just don't do anything right if it's a break. But I'm just going to power this thing on, maybe look at the MPC software to see how they interact a little bit, and then get out of here and spend some time with the wife. It's been all this time that I've been outside of the DMV, Maryland. It's been for partially for honeymoon purposes, but also to really get into my creative space because I've been spending so much time doing other things. And yeah, I just really want to get some time before we get up out of Florida to start getting in my creative space and not have to think about anything other than whatever I feel like doing creatively for the next couple of weeks. So let's power this thing on, man. Switch the view. I've also been working on setting up OBS. So on you, this is streaming on Instagram because that's where most of my people are really. But also I'm streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So I have a good visual version of this as well, and just kind of a log and to let the people in those spaces know what's going on now. Because I'm really about to get back into this creative space and less on this space that I've been in the past couple of years. All right, time for the moment of truth. Let's stop stalling. In OBS, switch the view. Okay. The power button. Look, I'm looking for the power button as if I know where it's at. Oh, I know where it's at. I know the MPC field. Okay. Let's go. It's like I'm just playing. Power button hit. There goes the little flashing lights. Flashing. Lives. MPC OS. That's new. Haven't seen that before. I wonder if this comes with 3.0. No, it can't come with 3.0. That's beta. MPC 3.0 is the beta software, the new version of MPC that has some of the changes I think I really want. Ooh, lights are pretty. All the buttons and lights are pretty. Next. Welcome to MPC. That next is better. You used to have to hold the button. Please connect MPC to internet to check for the latest software update. All right. Do I have to do this right now? Nah, I don't want to do this right now. Can I skip it? I don't know how to escape. No, I probably need my spectacles. Let's put the spectacles on real quick. I wonder what's happening in the software too. I have the software open on the laptop. Do we have an escape button? Oh, I haven't even looked at all the buttons. None of that, man. I'm excited looking at all the buttons on here. They got a save button on here. Oh man, sample edit button on here. Automation buttons on here. These are all things that weren't on the old the MPC Live. So I'm excited. All right, let's see. If I hit stop, will it go past that? Nope, looks like I gotta hit let's go. So let's do it. Okay, and that's all the demo sounds. Oh, it didn't make me connect. Demo sounds, and of course, I wouldn't use most of these kit sounds most of the time anyway, but maybe I'd use the R&B sound and stuff, or maybe the trap soul sound stuff, because interesting different drums, but I probably wouldn't use most of the hip hop stuff because I imagine everybody else has probably touched these. But oh, cool! So it goes straight up, opens right up into a session. It creates a session and everything. I bet it has a sample song in there and everything. I bet, doesn't it? Let's see. Yeah, going to the arranger, they got a sample song. Let's see if the audio is routed correctly to start. Matter of fact, I know it's not because the audio is probably set to the MPC outs. Let's get the audio set to go home. Learning it. It's been so long since I've used one of these things. There we go. Preferences and audio device internal. Switch that. Looks like that's the only option. You know what I probably got to do? Probably need to switch to controller mode. Controller mode hooks it up to the software on the computer. I wonder if the session is still gonna be there. All right, so boom, it's plugged in, connected to the computer. Let's switch over real quick. I'm gonna go over to the laptop real quick. On the screen, it's saying new plug-in instruments are available. That's a dialog screen I had up in the software. Stop Discording, so hopefully the streaming is still working. Filled up my little external hard drive, so cool. Let that stop. Looks like the stream is still going. Cameras are back up. Cool. Let's go to desktop share and let's get the MPC software up real quick. Like I said, this is just gonna be a quick power on. All right, so this is saying new plugin instruments. Got to download and install the content files. Open preferences, like activations. You can download content files for each plugin from there. I'll do that later. I just want to get the software open. All right, so software is open and it probably doesn't have that demo session up, does it? Nope. Now it just has everything else, which is cool. Whatever. Let me just, I guess I'll open up that session that I had the other day. Load recent. While you're here, this is the session I had to rebuild from scratch. I made this beat in 2015 somewhere, 2015, 2016. It's one of the first played beats I made on the MPC, meaning everything was a single sample. There were no, multi-note samples, single note samples. Played it and made it. It was intended to be a beat for a few MCs I knew back then. Intended to be a song about brotherhood, and couldn't quite figure out get any traction on the song until 2019 when Fly jumped on here and he turned it into a song about brotherhood, and he extended it to speak to his mother as well. So it went from being called While You're Here, which is supposed to be, give your flowers to your people while you're here, to While You're Still Here is what he called it. So that's the song that I was sending off to Q to get mixed next. I had Q mix 2 other songs from the project Fly and I were working on, called HHSU now. First song was Fly Paper, which was also story behind that. I'm not gonna get into that. And So Merlot, but there's story behind these, and I'm thinking, get at least these 3 mixed is a great teaser or sampler to drop and release and give people a taste for what the rest of the project is going to be like, and then finish the project up. Let's see if this opens up. I see it opening on both screens. Switch between both. The laptop, MPC has missing plugin files, the bank and hybrid. So it looks like I got to install the bank and hybrid on the MPC, as opposed to just the laptop, because I know I installed them on the laptop and it was loading. So there are probably some sounds that won't work on this. I don't even know if I want to try and play this now, but actually, you know what? I really don't care. So let's just go to song mode. Let's do the navigation on the MPC itself instead of the software. I updated the software 2151, so it might be the software upgrade that caused the problem. Could be the MPC, not sure which one, but let's switch back to MPC view for YouTube and Facebook. Let's just see if I can get used to navigating on this thing again. I want to see what the arranger looks like, and heard you can change. That might be on MPC 3.0. Heard you can change what buttons are on the show up over here on the whatchamacallit. Let's see if I can drag song mode over there. Probably not. I got in the song mode. Let's see. I think this says to hold it. This must be an MPC3 feature to be able to hold it and drag it to the menu, because it's not dragging anything. All right, well, cool. We'll just go to song mode. Let's just see if it plays. It's the first time I hit play on this thing from my device in years, man. Don't hear a damn thing. Probably need to go back to the software and switch the output. That's what I was doing earlier anyway. ADD, man. Not claiming it, but likely, right? Possible. And the output is set to zoom. Ha! That's funny. That's not what's happening. I see the MPC Key 37 audio. That's the first time I've seen that show up as a device on here. Exciting. I'm going to put this on the Apollo Solo, though, because that's where my headphones are going. Input. I like to sample from the internet sometimes, so I use this Black Hole as my input often. It also allows me to sample from the internet, and also lets me sample from songs here on the hard drive. But I can just drag the WAV files and all that for that. But Black Hole is my usual input. Now let's see what happens when I hit play. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna let it play because I know some instruments are missing, but let's just see what's missing. Let's see. I wonder if I switch out the song mode if it'll keep playing. Yeah, it's definitely missing. It's missing a lot of instruments, but it's at least got the melody and stuff in there, so we're cool. All right, so yeah, that's got basic instruments. It's missing the bass and a few other things, but we are there. We're powered up. MPC is going. Am I gonna do anything else? I guess I'm gonna look and see if it'll at least load up this sample session that it had on the disc, and then I think I'll shut it down. I got a lot of things I want to do. I want to learn stems. I'll probably start doing this early in the morning. Maybe I'll stream some of it from time to time if I don't get too many headaches with OBS and the software. But let's see if I can get it to open that sample session. See how I got there. I'm also planning on taking probably taking a master class on MPC. Before, with hardware, I'd always skim through the manual and just get to pounding, or get to pounding and then go to the manual and web when I had trouble. This time, I think I'm gonna take my time and actually learn how to use the equipment properly as I'm going. And also, I've never been a music theory dude. I've never really cared about. I've cared, but it's never been a big deal to me to learn music theory and things like that. So I've never been somebody who could like to sit down and play. I think I want to learn how to play an instrument a little bit too. So I might include some lessons at some point in time for this process as well. But let's see how I get to sounds. Okay, sounds, factory expansions. They don't show up in here by default. I can go through favorites and regular sounds. Then set lists. It's probably for performances. User expansions. Nope, nothing there. Okay. So looks like until I get my additional sounds in here, it's not gonna be able to do anything. Let's see one more thing. Let's go to browser. See what the browser looks like now. All right, drums, instruments, demos. Go to demos. And it's looking for programs, expansions, content, instruments, samples, clips, demos. Don't need MIDI controls. I think it's all files if I do that right. MIDI control scenes, waves, plugins, drum programs, spice sequences. See anything here on the demos that I can rock with. Let's just open this MIDI control scenes. Chromatic scales, nothing in there. Let's just go to drums. See what happens if we get to there. Instruments. Yeah, I got some learning to figure it out to do. So at least I got it powered on. That was my goal for the night. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time trying to figure this bad boy out. I'm just happy I have this thing up, man. I'm another step further back into my journey of beat making, and I'm gassed, man. So tomorrow I'll probably be loading up sounds and things. I wonder if I can standalone mode, if I can have the output still be the computer. I don't think so. So that means I'm gonna have to just plug the headphones into the MPC and then I can play from there. So yeah, that means you won't be able to hear anything anyway. I don't have monitors since I'm traveling. I'm on the road. I'm thinking about getting some portable monitors, but I got the beginnings together. Ooh, I love that snare. I want it dry though. I can't wait. Ooh, I'm excited. It's a beautiful snare right there. That's one of my favorite snares. Love that too. All right, man, I'm done. Glad I got it up on. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Peace. Off to spend some time with the wife.